think I'd know how to do this at this point, but I don't. Sweet. Yeah. Slide in here, Zoe. You're off the camera.
Or like when it's just half my face.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving week. I hope you guys are ready to share a couple things that you're grateful for, because we're eager to hear from you guys. Yeah. I know thanks holidays and Thanksgiving week and whatnot can have tons of different meaning to tons of different people out there. So
Including Canadians who celebrated Thanksgiving on a totally different day. And I
I
always
know.
forget that.
Yeah, and one of our Canadian athletes actually sent me a note to share with you guys about what she's grateful for and thankful
Yeah.
for.
We're thankful for our Canadian team. I feel like they keep us really sane and grounded.
Yeah, cool. So we are gonna, yeah, start with a few little gratitude things. I hope you guys took a minute to read the newsletter and or the post on Facebook about that. That way you have some context to why we're talking about this stuff today. If you've got any comments, feel free to use the chat box. We will probably take about 20 or so minutes to chat about some training related stuff on the other side of this call. So it won't just be kind of about, Thanksgiving week and being grateful and all of that stuff. But there is a training component um, that may be in a roundabout way related to all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Um, well, cool. So I'm going to call on people to share because I love calling on people after all of the times in the beginning of the
Do
pandemic
you want
when
to
I
start? Do you want to
spoke.
share what you're grateful for first?
I haven't actually
Break the
decided, so this
ice.
is going to be totally off the cuff
Oh, man.
gratitude for me. Yeah. Well, I'm grateful for many things. I think first and foremost, I'm really grateful for the health of my family this year, and my extended family. The beginning of the pandemic, my dad had a big health scare and ended up in the hospital. And my grandmother then, shortly after, ended up in the hospital, and both very fortunately are doing really well right now. But that was pretty tough for me, and I think health is something that I think about a lot during these times of years. Health of my physical body and the health and well-being, mental and emotional, the entire spectrum of the people I care about, and you guys as well. So yeah, I'm really grateful for that this year.
Awesome.
Zoe?
Man, so much to be grateful for. It's been for everyone a challenging year in a lot of different ways. I feel like for me, it was a year of just like unprecedented opportunity to dig down into the things that I love. I'm grateful for a job at Trail Runner magazine where I get to, have a platform to talk about all the things I'm passionate about, like mental health and climate advocacy and like equity and diversity, inclusion, and things that are very near and dear to my heart. Get to bring spotlight to amazing women in the sport who previously were overlooked by male editors. I'm super grateful also for my family's health, and I'm grateful for the world's most supportive partner who makes me dinner whenever I'm making a podcast and make sure that I shower and like just like when I'm stressed out about work and coaching, TJ is always there with snacks and encouragement and doesn't just like say you're doing a great job, but literally enables me to do the work. That's super, super impactful. And I think he does that for everyone in his life. And he's just always there for me, not just because we live in a 400 square foot apartment. So he's very physically always there for me, but he's just like always shows up, listens to my podcasts, reads the stuff I write, is always there when I have questions about coaching, is always there when I have questions about my career, is always there when I have questions about my own training or when I'm not sure about myself. He's someone I can always take those fears and concerns to, and is just always there. And I'm super grateful for that.
Thanks. I'm very grateful for you too.
Thanks.
Wow, that was so nice. Awesome. Yeah, thanks. Well, I'm at a loss for words. I would love to hear from you guys before I read some of the notes that we got from other athletes. Kristen, how about, yeah, Kristen, how you doing? Good to, what are you grateful for or thankful for?
I, wow. TJ also had a pretty scary moment with my dad's health at the beginning of the pandemic, where he had survived two heart attacks within a 5 month period. And so I left Boulder. I know a lot of you have been wondering why I've been in South Dakota, or just kind of like, whatever. So I left Boulder. I moved back to South Dakota to help take care of my dad. Yeah, it was really hard. His health is not great. It continues to decline. Um, Family dynamics got a little wacky, and it was a really hard time. Still is, but I am super grateful for the microcosm community too, because I feel like every Zoom call was like a landmark in my brain to just like, get to Monday at 4 p.m. You get to see people you love, get to Friday at 8 a.m. You get to do it again. And just having a place to contribute and feel welcome and loved and valued, despite the chaos and the charades happening around me, was just really grounding. And all of my athletes I have some really hilarious athletes. And so like some of just the stuff that I read in logs just makes my day. Um, and just really reminds me what I'm doing, the why behind my own process with training, but also the process of coaching. Um, and it's been really eye-opening because it's like you think you're invincible when it comes to your health or your family's health, or like with my dad, he's like never gonna get sick, right? But like he got older and didn't take care of himself, and so I'm grateful that I was able to go back and help when I could and do what I did. But I learned a lot of hard lessons along the way, and I think one of those lessons that I'm most grateful for was learning that choosing myself and choosing to prioritize my mental health and my training is just as important as it was to move back home and help family. And that's not selfish. That's being human and taking care of yourself. That was pretty huge. And I'm super thankful for my partner, Colin, who we grew up together and we reconnected, 12 years after we both graduated high school, and planning a wedding. And it's really awesome. Like, there were a lot of really terrible things that happened this year, but I'm grateful mostly for the good things that, the silver linings that gave me better perspective.
Woohoo.
That's amazing. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
That's so wonderful.
Yeah.
And hard, but wonderful because of the hard.
Yeah.
Not in spite of.
Cheers.
I love you so much.
Yeah, you're amazing. Cool. Well, great. I can't wait to hear from the rest of you guys. If you wouldn't mind just saying where your name and where you live, that way people kind of can see the network here. I think that would be really helpful.
Yeah, we're in Carbondale.
Yeah, we're in Carbondale. Okay, cool. James, you're at the top of my screen. I want to hear from you.
Right. Hey, all. I'm James. I'm in Fort Collins, Colorado. I don't know how many hours north from Carbondale it is. It's a ways. Colorado's big. 4, 5-ish.
Depends on how messed up I-70 is.
That's true. Yeah. How many skiers are trying to get to the mountains?
Yeah.
So yeah, apart from the health of my family, fortunately, everyone's been safe and has stayed healthy during the coronavirus pandemic. So apart from that, this year I've been really grateful for being able to bike. I've been dealing with tons of injuries the past couple of years, starting with broken foot and surgery and coming back from that, and got into road biking and starting get back into running, and then another injury pops up, and start to get running, and another injury pops up. So just being able to bike and for Colorado in general, this is my new been for a little over 2 years, and just being able to explore a gorgeous state. So to Colorado and cross training, I guess.
Awesome.
Two of the finer things in life.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
That's all. Thank you.
Yeah. CT, you're also at the top of my screen. I'm just gonna go in order on my screen here.
That works. Hey y'all, good to see you. I am in Boston, Massachusetts, but I am originally from Kentucky, where I will be going back for the holidays. Not Thanksgiving, unfortunately, but Christmas for a few weeks to run around some old stomping ground there. But I am most grateful for a couple different things. Number one is health comes to top of mind. Last year, I had a stroke, and in February of this year, like right before we went into quarantine, I had a procedure done on my heart, and thankfully recovered, and everything's gone super well. And it wasn't expected there to be a lot of hiccups or anything. But it's also it's just reassuring and nice to know that, after all that's happened in the last year, like I'm still doing well. I'm like running really well this post procedure and everything. And so very thankful for that. And also very thankful for my partner whom I live with and who has been a big support throughout that whole process too.
It's amazing.
Awesome. Yeah.
And you're kicking butt at environmental advocacy through your job, which is amazing. Way to go.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a fun thing too.
That's so great, CT. And you are crushing your training. I'm just going to have to say it. Good work, man. You're owning it, which every coach loves. Cool. Okay, Katie, good to see you.
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm brand new, but I'm glad to be here. I'm from Philly. Well, I'm from outside of Boston, actually, CT, but I am now in Philadelphia, and I have no idea how many hours that is from Carbondale, but probably a few.
Carbondale is hours from anything. Like the nearest Trader Joe's is like 4 hours from here. We are not close to stuff.
So I'm at least 4 hours away, if not more.
That minimum.
Minimum. So I'm grateful. I wrote a few things down in a panic when I realized I'd forgotten to prepare anything, but I'm grateful for my family. I'm an only child, and so I've always been very close to my family. My dad was really involved when I was growing up and kind of getting me involved in sports and training, and maybe it was a bit much at times, but kind of really instilled this competitive drive that I have to thank for a lot of what I do in my life now. And I credit them both, him and my mom, with why I'm pursuing a PhD. So I really, wouldn't be able to do it without them. And last week, I found out my dad had been exposed to COVID at a conference and really almost lost it, but thankfully he was okay. So I was, more and more grateful for having them around, especially when things like that put into perspective. I'm also very, very thankful for my friend base. I have some really amazing friends, one of whom got me into this coaching program, Chrissy. And specifically, it's been during, quarantine, people, mental health has become more of a thing and people are willing to talk about and be open and vulnerable with. And it's been really, really wonderful to have the opportunity to really get to know some of my friends better than, I ever thought possible, and really have these wonderful conversations and checking in on each other and just being there for each other. That's been probably one of the only things that's gotten me through quarantine so far. So I'm very grateful for them. And I'm also really grateful for this community. And I'm grateful that Chrissy introduced me to it. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to kind of get healthy again and be able to run, hopefully, knocking on wood, injury-free in the future.
Awesome.
Yay!
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Chrissy.
I'll follow my dear friend. Katie, I'm very, very grateful for you. And I've had a rough year and a ton of life changes. And I'm in Bend, Oregon right now. So I'm originally from Philadelphia, born and raised, was there up until August of this year. So I've had a whole bunch of life changes this year. I'm really, really grateful for my family who was more than supportive to take me under their wing when I left Philly and went to South Carolina for a few months. And they had no questions asked of me coming and living with them for a few months. And were just super loving and wonderful that I had the opportunity to do that and spend some extra time with them as well. I'm really grateful that I'm here right now in Bend. That's an amazing thing that I never thought I'd be able to do or live in a place like this. And again, due to unfortunate life events that I'm here, but I'm trying to make the best out of it. And I have a job that allows me to do so and work remotely. So I'm super, super thankful to be here. Super grateful that people like Katie and I have really, really good friends who have supported me through this time, and TJ, who has been more than wonderful in like my ups and downs, and I'll have really, really good weeks in which, you know, we can push and do really great things, and then I'll have weeks in which I can't, you know, do as much and I'm not feeling up to the challenge, and he's been super supportive through the whole thing, so I appreciate that so much.
You're welcome. You're doing amazing, especially with all that you're going through.
Man, we've had a lot of athletes have to do big, like, uprooting moves across the country in the middle of the pandemic, and you guys are all superheroes for.
Yeah.
That's a lot to work through, and everyone who's gone through, you know, like, they'll have one day in the log where they're like, it's over, everything's over, and then inevitably there's like a day, weeks, days, months later where they're like, and things were better than I ever expected. And so that day will happen, and it's okay if you're not there yet, and all the days in between are awesome and totally okay wherever they are.
Yeah, 2021 is going to be such a good year.
Such a good year.
All right, Simon.
Well, I am Simon. I'm in Chicago, which I did a quick search, and I'm 18 hours away from Carbondale.
All right, we'll see you for Thanksgiving.
Right, yeah. But I do have a lot of family in Colorado, so I could stay with them. But I would say I'm most grateful for having a very supportive wife and overarching family and friend network. In running specifically, with two very long days where my mom and wife were my crew and drove and spent 9+ hours in a car going not very far, and being supportive when things fell apart, but also just in general with a very challenging year personally, with, you know, a lot of different things with family getting sick and things like that. So I'm glad that they're around and, you know, happy to help with a lot of different things, and having a big support network of really close friends, and also this community, which has been probably the only way that I would have kept running this year. And, you know, on the back of what TJ, you just said about 2021 being a big year, I feel like in the past, my worst years are immediately followed by my best year. So I'm hoping that we can replicate that for 2021. So.
Awesome. Yeah, I know that you will. Yeah, all your hard work isn't going to be for nothing. Keep trusting the process, man. You've got this.
For sure.
If you can train through the winter in Chicago, you can do literally anything.
It's the best time. The lakefront trail is empty.
There you go. That's the kind of reframing and positive attitude that will make you a champion.
Cool.
All right. Brittany, who hours ago, like 25 hours ago, finished running 100 miles in just 23 hours. Oh my God. Silent clap, golf claps.
That's epic.
Hello. From my cave. Now I'm in the comfort cave and not the pain cave, so I'll take this. It's nice.
I'm so glad to see you sitting on a couch. My worst fear, I was like, I didn't ask, but like, I really hope she took the day off work.
Yeah, no, I thought about it and I was like, I'm gonna take today off only just because my toes won't fit in my shoes right now.
Good call.
That's the only thing. But I'm walking normal, which is good. So I'm thankful for that. And I'm in Victoria, BC, Canada. So quite a ways away from you guys.
At least 4 hours.
At least. But I mean, I'm still in that like runner post race high right now. So I feel like my brain's a little scattered. But I mean, even as I was just like slugging it out and running laps with these people that I've never met before, it's just like, I was just grateful for those conversations that like, you know, you just have these like really open and very like vulnerable and organic conversations, and everyone's just like cheering each other on. And that's what like the running kind of community and ultra community brings, like a certain type of person together, but it also like brings you to have conversations with people that you normally never would. So I'm just, yeah, like grateful for that connection, especially in this like dark time that we're living in, that even like, you know, you go to the grocery store and people don't want to have a conversation with you, and it's a lot of people are very isolated. So yeah, I was grateful for that. That's kind of where my head is right now.
That's great.
We're so grateful for you.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for celebrating American Thanksgiving.
Yeah, well, and for you guys too, because it would be a very different race had I not had coaches going into this. Oh, just 1 second. My door is opening. 1 second.
Brittany kicks butt. She has 2 day jobs, a toddler, full-time partner. Just like, man.
That's epic.
Yeah, so epic. I can't even, I mean, like rural Canada, I can't fathom what postal carrying is like in the winter in rural Canada.
Cold, but beautiful.
Yeah.
Not snowy, like we're not in Alberta or anything, but hilly, I guess we could say. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Brigov, tell us what's up, man? What are you grateful for?
So I'm Bhargav, everyone. I'm from Seattle, Washington. So I've picked 3 things that I'm grateful for. First is living in the Pacific Northwest. So there are so many places that I can put in an honest day's work, and I've been able to do that despite the pandemic, because that's the best kind of social distancing. You won't find people. So that's been great, especially Mount Rainier, wherein if you believe in the process and if you put in the effort year over year, you can see, like, that place is like, I call it my church or temple. So year over year, you can see a lot of improvement, and I love that place now. Secondly, a lot of gratitude towards my grandmom, who always feels like I'm famished or malnourished. So I eat without thinking about anything. So anytime I call her, the first thing is, "You look thin." I'm like, "Yeah, thank you. I love you too." So that's how it works. And thirdly, it's TJ, because it's been over a decade that I've had a primary school teacher. So it feels good to be having one again. You know, he makes me run in the Seattle rain. So that interlinks with a lot of other things in my life. If I can run in Seattle rain with a headlamp at 4 p.m., I think pretty much most of the things in life fall below order. You know, my patience level has quite increased. So those are my only 3 things.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, man. You're crushing it. You're doing so great. Seriously.
Yep.
I appreciate that.
Dude, if you're consistent and well fed, everything else will fall into place.
Seriously. And later we're going to talk about why that's so important.
That's like those were our only tips. We were like, all we're going to talk about is how being consistent and well fed. That's all you need.
And sleep.
Sleep.
You got 2 out of 3. I think you do really well at sleep too. So you're hitting the 3 big ones.
Yep. Thank you.
Krista, how are you?
Hi, I am Krista. I am from Issaquah, Washington, so another Pacific Northwesterner. 2020 has been a challenging year, lots of personal growth. Not that I asked for it this year, but it was handed to me. Things I'm really grateful for are I have a good job with the flexibility to work from home. I have my health, I can get out and I can run. And I relocated this year from another part of the Puget Sound area to the base of Cougar Mountain, which is right out my front door. And so I have miles and miles of trails that I can run and walk and hike. So I'm grateful for all of that.
That's amazing.
Awesome. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks so much for sharing.
Ariel?
Hey everyone, I'm Ariel. I'm in Boston,
Ariel.
Mass. That's okay. I am very grateful that I've been able to spend a lot of quality time with my parents because I know a lot of people are very separated from their families right now. So I'm very grateful that I've been able to do that during this time. I'm also super grateful to have amazing roommates. I mean, being stuck in your home as much as we are these days, that could definitely be a challenge, but we've been getting along so well. Like one of my roommates cooks us amazing food all the time, which I am extremely grateful for.
You need any more roommates?
I know they're best, and I'm also really grateful for my work and my coworkers because I work in the end of life space, and we fully embrace the idea that we have one life to live, and so we should be spending it doing things that are meaningful to us. And so whether that's taking as much time as I needed when my grandfather passed away this spring or taking a break to go for a run in the middle of the day, they're super supportive of that, which is just incredible.
Wow, I feel like that perspective is something we can all learn from so much. We're so excited to have you on the team. Oh my gosh, you're doing incredible work.
Yes, please share more with us at a future date.
Yeah. Oh
That's
my gosh.
awesome.
Pete and Jen, dream team.
Jen and Pete.
Also, you guys, Pete and Jen are about to be the next big hot thing in racing. And they're hosting a lot of virtual events, and you should check them out. They're at Endless Endurance. I don't know what their actual website is, but if you Google Endless Endurance, you'll find them. And they host amazing events, like particularly for our like more ultra inclined athletes. They've been doing some like pretty big virtual things. Like they did a Run the Jersey Shore event this summer. So if you're ever looking for a way to stay motivated and also support a teammate, Jen and Pete are just kicking butt in the race directing space, and they've been pivoting and working so hard during the pandemic. You know, being in the event industry is not easy right now, and they're doing it in a way that totally supports their community. Yay.
Loopy Looper.
Loopy Looper.
Yeah, and we have Frosty Looper in December, but like we're sold out for that. It's like a whole other conversation right now.
Like they've already got a wait list, you guys. Get in on Frosty next year. Sign up now. We'll train you.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm Pete. I'm from New Jersey, but I think we identify more with Philadelphia than we do New Jersey. We live like 5 minutes over the bridge from Philly, so that counts. This year, I would say I'm actually grateful for how the year's gone so far. For like as crazy as a year it's been, I've had the opportunity to focus on stuff that I never would have had the opportunity to focus on any other time. I've been able to get my runs in during the day. I've been able to focus on endless endurance stuff. It's just been like finding the bright side in all of the wackiness of the year is definitely what I've been grateful for. And just honestly, just the fact that I've had the healthiest training year I think I've ever had in my life so far. I know this is 2020 and there's still a month left, so I don't want to get my hopes up here. But so far, yeah, I've had the best training year I've had, or at least the healthiest training year that I've ever had in my life. And I'm just super grateful for that.
I'm super grateful for all the personal growth that I have been able to do this year with being stuck at home. It's pretty easy to focus on the negative, but really trying to stay positive. So really super grateful for my therapist who's been helping me out tremendously with a lot of family issues, personal issues, and the growth of Endless Endurance and all the amazing partnerships that we've got to do this year with some cool companies. And then most grateful for Pete, who has been my rock through everything.
Shout out to all the very hardworking therapists out there who are totally making 2020 livable for the rest of us. That's so important. And Jen just kicks butt at like recruiting people onto her team. Like everyone wants to be on Team Jen, and yeah, it's awesome. All right, Meg.
Hey there. I am in Ann Arbor, Michigan, which if I go off of our Chicago teammate, I'm probably around 23 miles away. 23 hours, not miles. I am grateful. I'll start central and go out. I'm grateful that I can run this year. This time last year, I could not run. I was coming off of surgery and big mountain in front of me of like PT, and I was finishing up grad school. So grateful to be back out there and to have y'all to help me do it. Also, I think grateful for, as others have said, grateful for family health, and also some newfound family peace. We were one of the many divided families during the election space, and that was pretty rough to go through at times. But we had a couple deaths this past weekend. Someone who grew up with my dad, a cousin, and then a family pup. So those are awful, but we sort of all came together yesterday and did a good virtual call, and politics were not discussed, and it did a lot to sort of remind us that we're we're here for each other even through rough shit. So
Meg just she's my athlete. She's just every time you open her log, it's just like being punched in the face by a ray of sunshine. Super infectious. Thank you, Meg. Lixie.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lixie. I live in the Bay Area. This year, I'm very grateful for good health for me and my family, all my loved ones. I got married this year, although the plans changed 3 times. Thank you. And still managed to pull off a celebration, even though it's just 2 of us. But actually at the most ideal location, which is on top of Mount Diablo, which is also where we found our new place to live. So we live really close to all the trails. And my husband being also a very, he also likes to run. And so I'm very grateful for all the future opportunities to explore and run. And yeah, finally really grateful for joining such a good community and all the support that Zoe gave me through a crazy summer dealing all these changes. Yeah, looking forward to a better 2021.
He's a super lucky guy, Lixie, and you super held it down during some real crap air quality months, strangely. Not days. Right when Lixie joined, it was just we'll run any day. We can go outside almost any day now. And she's just so patient and kind and hardworking and knows how to buckle down, knows how to forgive herself. So lucky to have you on the team.
Thank you.
Viv!
Hey everyone, I am in Pullman, Washington, which if you're not familiar is on the opposite side of the state from Seattle. So I'm basically on the border with Idaho. I just moved here in early August to start a new position as a professor. So it was a year of big changes, moving from the East Coast where all my family is out here by myself in the middle of a pandemic, and kind of rough facing down a holiday season without them this year. But I'm so grateful for everyone's health and love and support. My folks drove cross country with me this summer, which I'm so grateful for having that quality time with them. So I'm just so I'm very grateful for the love and support of my family and what's been a year of big changes and really a couple of years. I got divorced last year, and so I feel like I'm finally, now that I've moved out here, in a place where I'm really kind of coming into my own in a way that I'm really happy about. And yeah, so grateful for my coach Zoe and for this team and for running, which has been such a constant source of just a constant in my life for the last few years. And also for the dog that you might have seen me playing fetch with throughout most of this call and my cat, who are also huge sources of comfort. So yeah, thank you all. I'm so happy to be part of this team. Yeah.
Shout out to the critters making 2021 an acceptable year. And man, I would never tell an athlete to move somewhere, but watching Viv move to the mountains, I was just like, it's gotta happen. Like, she needs to be a mountain runner. Like, we gotta get this girl in the mountains. And it's just so amazing to see someone like inhabit whole new parts of being themselves. And just cheering for Viv is just like maybe like cheering for the Patriots. Like, you know what you're getting every time, and it's gonna be awesome. Like, it's just so just like the wins keep on coming, and she's just such an easy person to root for.
That's so epic.
She's the Tom Brady of being a PhD in astrophysics.
Maybe the nicest thing anyone's ever said about me. Thank you.
Put that on your LinkedIn.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll endorse it.
Great. Erin, how you doing?
Hello, everyone. I'm Erin. I'm in Hayden, Idaho, so not probably a lot closer to Pullman than Carbondale. Let's see. It's been, yeah, I don't know what to say that hasn't been said already. It's been so wonderful listening to everyone. I am really grateful for rest. I'm currently, I tested positive for COVID on Wednesday, and I've always been the type of person who's like, I'll sleep when I'm dead. As it turns out, that wasn't so far off, but no, it's not that bad. But it's been like learning to rest, and there's simply things that I get really tired folding laundry. I took a 3-hour nap on Saturday after I folded laundry. So just learning to rest has been a really important thing. And I was able to do so much this year. It was really cool. Like I, climbed Mount Hood, and I went to Mount Rainier and did all these wonderful things and shared a lot of fun adventures with my partner. And now I just need to rest. And so I have the space to do that, and I'm grateful. The brain fog is real. Yeah, words are hard, so I'll just end it there. But I'm really grateful to be a part of this community and take your rest days seriously and just embrace it.
So glad you're hanging in there. Feel better,
Yeah,
Erin.
Erin, seriously, you're going to be back to crushing it before you know it. These little periods of downtime, they really suck in the moment. Obviously, everybody who's gone through injury or sickness knows that they're not very fun in the moment. But the good thing is, for a lot of people, breakthroughs tend to happen afterwards because that rest is really beneficial, whether you are fighting off a virus or resting because of injury. So keep your head up. You're doing amazing. Keep resting. Keep checking in with me in the log, please. It's good to see you.
Robbie.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Cool. I never know if my headphones are working or not. I am in Oklahoma City, so state neighbors to Colorado by a little sliver.
We usually get Starbucks at Oklahoma City when we're driving back to Arkansas.
Oh, nice. Just wave next time. I'll wave back.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I'm just very thankful for my health and my family's health. My parents both stay really active. My dad's actually who got me into running marathons. So that's gives me peace of mind for sure during this whole thing. And, I've had pretty bad asthma my whole life. So I know full well what it's like to not really be able to breathe. And I don't want any sort of additions to that. So definitely glad to be healthy during this time. And then secondly, when like races, obviously we're going virtual. I was like, I was signed up for a marathon. I was like, I don't really want to run a marathon by myself. That sounds like a pretty miserable experience, but just reached out to some close friends here, some guys that I run with, and ended up, I think, having like 6 different people run with me and help pace me and, help refill my water bottles. And it meant so much to me that, I've got good friends here that are able to help support me and goals that I have, and that just meant a lot at the time. I'm super grateful for that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Robbie's commitment, like, if everyone committed to virtual races the way that Robbie commits to virtual races, this would be like a professionally virtual team. It's so amazing. And I'm just so proud of like the way that you are able to like just like have that focus. Like, and then like, you know, forgive yourself on the days when it doesn't happen. And then like you showed up and PR'd in a big way on race day, even though it wasn't like maybe the best day you've ever had in your life, which I think just speaks to the amount of preparation you did. And like, of course, so many like, oh my God, if we all lived in the same town, you would have had one person to pace you through every mile of this race. Like you're such an easy person to root for.
Thank you so much. And I mean, I've learned so much just in the short time. Well, I guess it's not so short time that we've been together now, but I've learned so much more about running this year than I ever thought I could know, and super grateful for that as well. So yeah.
So grateful for you, Robbie.
Thanks.
Hi, Domenico. How are you, man?
I'm back.
You're back. You're on.
Yeah, so happy to see all of you. It has been a while, huh? So I'm honestly, I'm grateful for this week off. You know, I'm here in Los Angeles. I'm a teacher. I'm a high school teacher, and it has been very, very hard for me since August. A lot of work. I'm teaching 6 classes, which means 6 different lesson to prepare, lesson to design, and of course we are teaching in a completely different way. We are remotely, so whatever I prepared in the past years doesn't work anymore. So I had to, you know, start basically from scratch because I want to give to my students the best experience possible. So, you know, I'm teaching in a different way, they learn in a different way, I assess in a different way. I need to have new material. I cannot use old stuff that doesn't work anymore. It ended up being very, very hard for me. I mean, I was working 12, 13, sometimes 14 hours per day. In addition, I am 2 weeks away from my second master. So I've been enrolled in college again. So yeah, it was just a lot of work, and I felt several times very overwhelmed. So I'm very grateful for this week off, honestly speaking. This morning, you know, I wake up 7:30, which is very unusual, and I had this great idea to, you know, spend time with my daughter. So we went to a park. You know, I had, you know, she had like a little photo shoot. I am a big photography passionate. So, you know, I grabbed my camera and we went to a park and she had this photo shoot. It was such a great time, really quality time that I didn't have with her since basically August. So yeah, just small things. And yeah, I'm very looking forward to Christmas break now. Yeah, and hopefully, you know, next semester without college and without this big commitment is gonna be a little bit easier for me. Yeah, so yeah, this is it.
That's amazing.
Awesome,
Congrats
man.
on your masters. Oh my gosh.
I would give you some advice, but I would just say, just keep on doing what you're doing. I don't think there's any more positive person, anyone else as positive as you in this entire team. We have like 160 athletes, and you're just so positive, man. Keep it up no matter what challenges come your way. I know that you're going to be able to confront and overcome them. So great work.
Shout out to all the teachers.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys.
I think we deserve it. You know, it's
yeah.
It's crazy. Believe me, it's crazy.
Teachers and parents. Holy cow.
Parents.
You guys are amazing.
Great stuff.
Chris, it's so nice to see you. You're in an office working.
Yeah, I was late to the call because I had PT. So for those of you who don't know me too well, I'm Chris. I live in Carbondale normally. I'm in Gypsum right now, down this way. I have this lovely brace because I am post-op 2.5 weeks at this point. So echoing what a lot of people have said, I struggle through challenges this year. Grateful for everyone in my life who's kind of stepped up, and a lot of people who I never would have expected, or people who I didn't think I had as strong of a relationship with, and they're right there. What can I do? How can I help? From loaning clothes to dropping off meals to just distracting me with FaceTime calls. It's been great. I think I've spent more time not running this year, than actually running. But a big part of this is just looking towards recovery. Really grateful for my boyfriend because of COVID and other things. So it was just convenient to deal with this house on one floor. I run stairs up. And it's just been kind of amazing. So, I am grateful for all the random Zoe-isms that I get on these calls, like slogitude and a few others. Like, we just need to create like a book of gems that come out of these calls, which I absolutely love. And just keep me giggling. And yeah, I'm trying to be grateful for a lot. I fell more in love with what I did because of COVID, and not doing stuff, but seeing the opportunity to explore in the backyard a lot better after traveling. So to go to them for that activity and those other memories over there, really hitting at home, and learning other sports too. I mean, it's not like making the most of everything. And I think the biggest attitude is finding myself this year. And using as a chance to connect, and thanking you guys for both coaches, but also the entire community for just kind of listening and learning a lot from you guys. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yay. Yeah, Chris is so she works for the town just up valley from Carbondale, and it's just she's such a community person. Like, her day job is building community, and then in her spare time she's just a cornerstone of the Carbondale running community, just a legend. She was someone when I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm coaching Chris, people were like, the Chris, everyone knew who she was in town. And not running is super hard, but she's also just such a mountain athlete that she has so many ways to work through it. And I'm just grateful you're on the call. It's so nice to see your face.
I've missed all of you guys. It's been PT and other things, or narcotics and naps. Naps are great.
Naps are where it's at,
awesome.
man.
I was getting 12 hours of sleep that first week. It was fantastic.
Dude, 2021 is gonna be so good. We're just gonna set a solid nap foundation to build on.
Exactly. No, it's been good.
Awesome. Mackenzie.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie. I live in Denver. I'm very new.
Oh, you just muted. Did we mute you?
No.
Hold on. Sorry, I've been having technical difficulties this whole call. Just really bad reception, and we live in downtown Denver, and so I don't know why. Okay, so I am grateful for, this might sound cheesy, but my boyfriend, he moved to Colorado with me last summer, and he just left the apartment, so I could say this safely. But I sort of had the pipe dream career aspiration to be a pediatric cardiac anesthetist, and it's very difficult to find that very specific job niche in this country. And I was able to find it here, and we moved from Raleigh, North Carolina, and he did not want to move at all. His whole friendship, all his friends were there, and he's got family in North Carolina, and we just picked up and came here, and been here for over or about a year and a half now, and things have been going good with my job. And at first they weren't, and he's like, okay, let's go back to North Carolina, and I was like, let's just give it some time, and live two dreams of doing cardiac anesthesia on little babies and running in the mountains on the weekends. So I'm really glad that he came with me and that we could do this together. And it's really been awesome.
Wow. I really hope that everyone who's doing infant cardiac anesthesiology has that level of support, because, oh my God, like I barely breathed during that whole thing. It's like every time I think about what your job is, I'm like, oh God. You're so amazing, and that's so amazing. Yay for all the partners who support ambitious women.
Yes, definitely. Thanks. That's it.
Woo. Derek, I think it's just you.
See, and Tom.
And
if
Tom?
they're out there in the void somewhere.
Are there people? Can they like hide? Tom is here somewhere.
There's Tom.
There's Derek. I see Derek.
I guess me. I'll go.
Sure.
Boy, there's like so many things to be thankful for. I don't even know where to start. Like just the fact that we all have the ability to like run long distances outside as a hobby is like pretty remarkable to me. You know, like if you had told that that you did that for fun to 99.9% of humanity throughout the history of the world, they'd be like, wow, this person's fucking completely insane. So I feel really, really lucky that I get to do that. And I guess that the other thing is that I just feel really lucky that, you know, I always hear that, you know, like the coaches always talk about everybody in Microcosm is super type A, which is not me at all. Like I've never like worked hard in my life. I just like fly by the seat of my pants. And so the idea that I would ever be able to do something like this and accomplish anything was like, it seemed impossible. And now that I've done it, it's, I'm just like, I'm thankful for the guidance, and I'm thankful for the mental health to be able to do those things, which is something that I didn't have for a very long time. And I had to get that before I could do this. And so I'm thankful for that. And I'm thankful for the support system I have. I have a wonderful wife, and I have a huge family, and I have so many stepfathers and stepmoms and all these wonderful parents. And I have like 11 siblings, and it's just, the world is just fantastic, as hard as it can be sometimes. So hopefully that makes sense.
I love that. Derek's log makes me question the idea of confidentiality, because it is so freaking funny most days where I just like wish I could publish it or just like tweet it under my own name, but I don't, which I think requires a lot of self-control on my part, but it's so good.
Well, I have to say I'm thankful for that too, because it's like I can't really like act like myself most of the time. I'm an attorney, so I have to be like really like locked down. So I just really let go in the logs, you know. It's just like
it's like a foul-mouthed Atticus Finch.
Yeah, thanks. No, like grammar is irrelevant. And the level of profanity is extraordinary.
It makes me feel at home, truly.
Thanks. Thank you.
That's epic. I love it. Tom, good to see you. Do you have audio? Do you need me to unmute you?
Yeah, I have my camera closed because I've been standing here stretching my feet and calves and working on some quad issues that TJ and I are working through.
Nice work, man. You're doing great.
You know, just to echo everyone else, right? I'm really thankful for my family letting me go out and do long adventure runs, and TJ pushing me in the right direction on some of these, because if it was just up to me, I'd go run 20 miles every day all the time and be a broken heap of bones. But as TJ knows, if he puts it in the logs, it generally gets done without question, pretty much. So, I mean, just thankful for you and Zoe and Trail Runner and the magazine that just came today. I was going to show it, but all I have is the REI catalog.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing, Tom. You're crushing it, man. You inspire me in my own training, and I really appreciate it. Great job. You know how to put the work in, which is fundamental. Honestly, if you want to do anything with running, you've got to be able to put the work in. Tom
There's a lot of things you can like coach people to get better at, but if they're fundamentally unwilling to do the work, there's only so much you can do. And so it's so amazing that all these athletes are like
being coachable matters.
Coachability, man. everything else is trainable.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're kind of getting towards the end of our time. So I did want to share a couple things that got emailed to us. If you guys have a couple extra minutes here, I'll try to breeze through a few of these, and then maybe we'll just save the training talk for the next thing next week. One of our athletes, Emily, she wrote that she's grateful for pictures from this community and from the adventures that we do because they keep her dreaming of bigger and better things and knowing that there are others out there that are trying to go through this whole balance thing. And she is grateful for seeing that others are able to make it work. She's also grateful for her puppy dog who gives the world's best cold house, warm nose snuggles, and she loves soup season, and she's grateful for that too. Sarah,
we love you, Emily.
Yeah,
you're so
Emily
hardworking.
out
She's
there.
gonna listen later, but you're amazing, and you work so freaking hard, and we see it.
Sarah, and this is Sarah Hancock. She lives in BC, I believe.
Yeah, she's in No, she's in Whitehorse, Canada. It's the Yukon.
Okay.
I know because
Anyways,
I went
she
there.
She celebrated Thanksgiving a few weeks ago, but was thankful for the community, for the team, and she was wishing everybody to have peace, safety, and love this week, which we really appreciated that
Thank
message.
you, Sarah.
Erica, who's a local, grateful for rest. This has been a challenging past 4 months in school, and I'm resting like a boss.
Erica works with special needs kids in public schools, which, like, oh my God, her schedule's insane. And she just, like, is really, really present for her kids. Like, not that much of her log is dedicated to thoughts about running and whatnot. And so much of it is dedicated to empathy and concern about how she can better serve other people. And she just pushes me to care better for other people. Way to go, Erica.
Mike from California wrote in saying that I'm thankful for my faith, my family, and my health. I'm so thankful I found a coach too, and I'm so grateful with like 5 exclamation points, one after the next, which I love. It's great.
Yay, Mike.
And then, yeah, the last email we got, it's a bit of a longer one, but it's from Rob. Rob runs, he's one of the, I guess, board members of Band of Runners, which helps runners with PTSD find resources through trail running for better mental health. He is a really amazing guy. I mean, his whole life is based around supporting people. He's a huge inspiration to me. He wrote in saying, I'm grateful for the family that I found in the trail running community. I don't want to take folks into the weeds, but spending so many years trying to be good enough that my father would want to be part of my life instead of being present, I had this weight of not being good enough for him to want to be part of my life. Then Wynn decided to do her thing. I was once again left with that thought of not being worth someone's time. I started trail running. I let the weight of the other thoughts go. The white noise and doubt fell away. On the trail, I was present and connected, just being me. I discovered a trail running group, but what I found was a family. Me being myself was good enough. Love, support, friendship, beyond measure, and far beyond what I could ever capture with words. I thought that was a really nice message, so I kind of think that would be a good place to end the call tonight.
Just know that you guys are always good enough and that we freaking love spending time with you. There is nothing we would rather be doing right now than just, like, I wish we could all be in person, obviously, but, like, this is the next best thing. And we just get so excited and energized by these calls and the chance to just, like, see your guys' faces, like, answer your questions in an authentic and present way. And, like, this team is everything to us. Like, it is, it started at, like, TJ started just handing out Post-it notes at work, and it's grown into our found family, like our formed and built family. We're just so thankful for you guys, and Like, we just want to be there for you guys because we've seen that our, like, the small capacity in which we're able to support you guys has these ridiculous ripple effects. Like, whether it's working with special needs kids or vets or the environment or kids in your local schools or like whatever it is, like every single person on this team has a profound impact on making this planet better. And we just want to be like 1% of whatever it is that helps you guys do that, because you guys are putting in the work in life, and we just want to bolster that through our small little lens of running.
Yeah. And I think if there's one thing that we all know, having a support network and a community, whether it's this one, family, friends, loved ones, a trail running group that you're connected with in your hometown or in the area that you live in, it makes a profound difference on the quality of your life. So make sure that you guys continue to build and reinforce those connections and do that as much as you can, whether it's through a Zoom call and that's the only option you have during these times, or if you can get out on the trails and do something face to face safely. Embrace those opportunities. They are impactful and they really matter.
Yeah. We love you guys so much. And
Yeah.
we're so grateful for you.
Happy Thanksgiving week.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And we'll see you guys, next Monday. Bye.
Can't wait to hug everyone.